In this episode of Theory Becomes Reality, we're going to talk about time signatures, note values, and how to make sure that you're filling in an entire measure. So let's start over here. You see 2-4. So always remember, in time signatures, the top number tells you how many beats each measure gets. The bottom number tells you which note gets the beat. So if you remember a long time ago, when you're in school, fractions, 1/4 represented a quarter. So when you see a 4 on the bottom, it's going to tell you that the quarter note gets a beat. So here we have 2 beats per measure, quarter note gets a beat. So if I were to ask you to fill this measure with quarter notes so that you are in line with the time signature, what you do is you'd write 2 quarter notes. Let's say they were going to be G's right here. Alrighty, that's how you do it. Now over here, if I wanted you to fill the measure with half notes, remember that a half note gets 2 beats, right? So in 2/4, quarter note gets a beat, you would just write 1 half note, a nice big juicy half note here. So over in 3/4, this is your waltz time. It's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3 beats per measure. So if I were to ask you to write quarter notes here, just G's, we would write 3 G's, right? Because it's 3 measures. I'm sorry, 3 quarter notes, 3 beats per measure. Over here, if I wanted you to write a dotted half note, you just would write 1. Because remember, a half note gets 2 beats, a dotted half note gets 3 beats, right? So we would do this, just like that. Sound effects not included. Now let's look over at 4/4. This is the standard time you see in most music. If I were to ask you to fill this in with quarter notes, you would do 1, 2, 3, 4. Because there's 4 beats per measure, the quarter note gets a beat. So there's going to be 4 quarter notes in this measure right here. Now if I wanted you to do half notes get 2 beats. So you would only need 2 half notes, right? Now I'm going to make another measure over here. We're going to end this by filling this in with a whole note. We know that a whole note gets 4 beats. So we would just need 1 large whole note. And there you go. So if you are one of my students, you're probably working through a theory book right now that's dealing with this, with writing different note values. And I just want to re-emphasize this. This is very important. If you do go on to write music, you want to make sure that you're following these rules correctly. So I will either see you in the next lesson or in the next video. And if you're wondering why I used all G's, it's because music theory is gangsta. Take care.